bilang pakikisa sa International Human Rights Day. Pag-usapan natin sa ating BJQ kung ano sa tingin nyo ang estado ng karapatang pantao o human rights ng mga Pilipino sa loob ng 3 taon simula ng manungkulan si Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. Kung ang mga progresibo at mga human rights groups kasi ang tatanungin bukod sa umano'y libu-libong buhay na nalagas dahil sa madugong war on drugs, tingin nila ay nanlalamlam at tila deteriorating na ang pagkilala natin sa konsepto ng human rights. Bunsod di umano ito ng mismong hindi pagkilala ng Pangulo sa human rights. Paliwanag din natin Commission on Human Rights chairperson Etta Rosales, mismong si Pangulong Duterte ay iritang-irita sa mga taong sigaw ng sigaw tungkol sa human rights. Pakinggan lang natin to.
Because the president does not believe in human rights. He just said so. He keeps on saying it. Kayo, your concern is human rights. Ako buhay ang aking pinahahalagahan, sabi niya gano'n. Get so irritated with people who keep on saying human rights, human rights, human rights. So that in effect has deteriorated the respect for human rights.
Kahapon pinag-usapan natin ang napipintong paglalabas ng resulta sa preliminary examination na ikinasa ng International Criminal Court kaugnay sa reklamong crimes against humanity laban sa Administrasyong Duterte, pero sa kabila nito ay nanindigan ang Malacañang at law enforcement units ng pamahalaan na makatarungan ang kanilang kampanya laban sa droga. Ang National Union of People's Lawyers naman patuloy na inaalmahan ang di umano'y red tagging sa mga aktivista at progresibong grupo na isa rin umanong paglabag sa karapatang pantao. Hinaing din ang Makabayan Bloc sa Kamara ang umano'y umiigting na political persecution at pagdami ng mga political prisoners sa ilalim ng Administrasyong Duterte. Kayo mga ka-BolJak, anong sa inyo dito? Sali na sa aming BolJakan at sagutin ang aming BolJak Question of the Day na
BolJak Question of the Day. Tanong ni na Bruce at Jess. Sagutin nyo. BJQ.
Estado ng karapatang pantao, 3 taon simula ng manungkulan si Pangulong Duterte. Lagpak nga ba o pasado?
Ang atong estado sa human rights sa panahon ni President Duterte nga tulo ka tuig, nahagbong ba o ni pasar? Mora.
Okay.
Mora.
Go.
Attorney Jess Falsis. BolJak.
Ano po kasi ang pagtulong at pagprotekta sa human rights is an continuing, ongoing concern. So sa akin, mayroon kasi bigyan ng grado na parang yun na yun, pasado or lagpak ang pagtugon ng isang administrasyon sa human rights. Mas madali yan sabihin kapag natapos na yung buong administrasyon, tulad nung kay GMA na talagang lagpak na lagpak. At yung kay Pinoy na hindi masyado maganda pero hindi lagpak, hindi din naman pasadong-pasado. I think dito sa administrasyon na to, barely siguro, mga ganun, barely passing. Sa administrasyon na to, ang pansin ko kasi nagsisiso or may tug of war na minsan natutuwa ako, merong mga parang pasado and more than pasa na mga ganap or mga actions para tugunan ang human rights. Tapos meron naman na parang talagang semplang para sa akin. So, merong mga pwede kong i-credit na for higher grade, merong mga pwede kong i-credit for lower grade. Of course, I have to name or cite yung parang pag-prosecute dun sa mga police na pumatay kay Kian de los Santos. That is a high point in terms of the war on drugs and the alleged human rights violations. But of course, madami ding mga ibang documented cases like kay Efren Morillo, yung mga na-issuean ng writ of amparo sa Supreme Court, at of course, yung ongoing kaso sa Supreme Court questioning of Plantokhang. Lahat yun, hindi pa naman settled, kaya hindi din ako makapagsabi ng final na grade. With all the other issues pa, no? Of course, red tagging, mga leftists, mga activists, etc. Yun, may high points and may mga low points at may mga continuing concerns. So, siguro ako, ang pwede kong ibigay na grado dito is needs improvement, ongoing, continuing Hindi pwedeng tapos kasi baka mag-celebrate. Conditional
passing, gano'n.
Diba? Needs improvement. Sige, tutok pa, please. More respect for human rights. Wag tayo magsabi ng mga parang fake news about human rights, about CHR. Bigyan natin ng budget. Tuloy-tuloy lang. So, happy International Human Rights Day sa lahat.
Wala nang kokontra. Attorney Bruce Rivera. BolJak.
I was one of those who taught human rights as a subject in law school in San Beda, Alabang. I was one of the first ones to do so when it was offered as not just an elective but a forced elective. So ang nangyari because I was also teaching constitutional law too, which is, alam mo na, di ba, Bill of Rights.
Intertwined.
Karamihan kasi ng mga tao, naiisip nila, Bill of Rights is equal to human rights. But when you look at it from the perspective of the academe, and the perspective of law, yung Bill of Rights, that's just part of the pie, of the whole human rights pie. Ang problema kasi sa iba na sinasabi nilang human rights advocates sila, they are advocating the right to life. Which means daw, sinasabi nila that the right to life is the right to protect the life of the accused, which is correct. Which is correct. I get that. However, there's also the right to life also includes the right to security, the right to safety, the right to peace, the right to order. Technically, these are rights that are actually what? These are rights that are tugging together, which is which. You may choose to protect the accused, but at what point will you have to protect the accused in order to protect now the entire population who are not doing something wrong with the law, to give them the peace, order, security that they deserve as human beings? My point is that this administration is doing everything with this in mind for the betterment of the general public. So, yes, I know, I admit that there are hiccups and not everyone is not perfect in this regard. Talagang may times na mawawalan ka talaga ng pasensya. But if you look at the legislation that is being propounded by this administration,
May mga
education,
magaganda.
lahat na yon,
Universal healthcare.
Healthcare, ARTA,
That's human
anti-bureaucracy, lahat na. This administration cares for human rights. That's it. Ayun.
Mayan.
Kayo mag-break sa akin, konti lang.
Oo.
Kasi, wala namang perpekto pagdating sa issue ng pangangalaga sa karapatang pantao ng bawat administrasyon. Ang akin, ang goal lang, yung bawat administrasyon seeks to be better than the past administration. And itong ako, I agree with Attorney Bruce and also Attorney Jess na ang hirap pa niyang sabihin kung pasado o lagpak kasi may 3 taon pa yung Duterte administration. So much can be done. And so many legislations can be passed. So para sabihin mo na okay na or tama na, what if sumabit in the years to come? Or what if sabihin mo ang pangit ngayon, what if bumawi sa susunod na 3 taon? So tignan muna talaga natin. Kasi sabi nga rin Attorney Bruce, maraming legislations na naipasa showing that this administration really cares for the people. Yes, may hiccups and may mga talagang issues na talagang medyo matataas ang kilay mo. Pero may 3 taon pa pwede pa bumawi.
And
Kaya
Mayan,
pa.
the mere fact that we know these issues, the mere fact that it is open to us, clearly shows that there is right to information, there is right to grievance, there is right to redress of grievance, there is right to openly castigate the government for anything that is wrong. Wala namang kutsilyo na naka ano sa aming liig pagkatapos naming talakan si Alan Peter Cayetano. Wa naman.
Oy, so far. I-mention ko
So
din
far.
ang World's AIDS Day. And of
Oo.
course, sa administration na to, napasa yung parang
Yung
revision or
revision.
amendment sa Persons Living with HIV na Act. So, ako I really recognize may high points. Universal healthcare, PLHIV, mga pang-human rights yan na
Ako,
law.
Mayan, ako para sa akin
Yes,
ang ARTA, itong Anti-Red Tape Authority,
It's also
ang
for human rights.
laki-laking natulong kasi takot ngayon yung mga yung mga ahensya na
Hindi lang takot.
medyo na
They shaped up.
Oo, nagsi-shape up sila. Nanginginig sila.
Parang last week or 2 weeks ago yung deadline nila to
Ako tumalak ako sa PhilHealth,
manual.
nagpanic yung buong PhilHealth eh.
But ako, of course, I wanna balance it. Sa sinabi ni Attorney Bruce kanina, it's a tough balancing act.
Oo,
So,
hirap.
yung mga iba na mga kailangang i-balance talaga, yun yung mga needs improvement. Of course, may freedom of speech, may freedom of the press, but of course, may concerns as to
And-
those areas. Red tagging, that's a concern.
Ako
War
din.
on drugs and due process, that's a concern.
Ang problema ko din naman pag sinasabing political prisoner, yung mga vandals ng Panday Sining, they consider themselves political prisoners and people are like, the Makabayan Black are going to their aid. Parang, teka muna. So if you do something wrong, na tapos gagamitin mo yung
Political prisoner ka na
political
agad.
prisoner ka na, parang nakakaloka naman
A political prisoner is a political prisoner if they're fake or trump up charges.
Yes, pero pag ikaw ay vandal, criminal ka dong. Hindi ka political prisoner, sabi ni Madam Annabel Rama.
naman.
Aloka.
Hindi yung
Okay.
hindi yung heinous crime
Of
naman.
Of course,
Break
hindi.
na muna kayo.
Of course. It's only heinous crimes are only reserved for
Bibisita ang Panday Sining sa bahay mo.
politicians. Charot lang. Okay.
Hinahinay lang sa comments.
Okay, sabi ni Unida Reyes, I believe human rights under PRD for the past 3 years passed with flying colors. Grabe ka naman. Grabe ka ng grade. Isa kang teacher na He defines HR as the right to life and preservation of dignity as human beings, although there are allegations of EJK, but there is no clear evidence. PRD is more concerned on the lives of the innocent. Not naman innocent, but on the lives of the Filipino people in general. Kasi nga, di ba, parang ang promise naman niya is, even if I go to hell, I'd rather go to hell and let my countrymen live in
Heaven.
feel a taste of heaven. Kasi syempre mas maganda yung yung parang gumaganda yung buhay natin. We're not yet feeling everything, but at little by little, 'di ba, nafi-feel mo naman na kahit papaano nakita mo that government is doing something. Yung parang may problema dito, may sagot na agad. Yung napaka tubig, di ba? Ang tubig na issue dati pa yung tubig na issue na yan. Wala talaga magsasalita niya, walang magdi-dare. Pero may nakita kang sumagot agad. May nakita kang agad.
He has nothing to lose.
Yes, nothing to... I'm not saying na parang nagpapakyut pa, ganon. Pero there is always an action. There's also a reaction or a pro-action.
On his action.
Yes.
And there's nothing perfect naman na argument or policy. It's always an ongoing debate. May mga people talaga who support parang Chinese Singapore style balancing act more for security. And then mayroon naman nga sa Western world na who support more balancing act towards liberty
question
or
nga
privacy.
Question nga ni Miss Thailand, di ba? If you notice, that was a very hard question.
It's a very hard question. Tinanong si Miss
There
Thailand.
is a choice between
government surveillance is uso na daw nowadays.
So what do you want to do?
Security?
At the extent of
what do you prioritize?
going into the privacy. So
security or privacy?
Do you parang prioritize security? Or do you want government to
prioritize privacy? In relation with government surveillance daw.
Ako naman sa tingin ko, there's no privacy in heaven or in hell. So I'd rather be alive and than go to heaven or hell because I was killed because our state is not secure.
Na-post mo yan sa Facebook mo.
Yes, and I would have answered that kasi yung privacy naman magiging ka lang naman doon kung may voyeurism or pero kung wala ka namang krimen, wala ka namang ginawang kasalanan, yung mga conversations mo with the Jojo, normal naman yon, 'di ba? Pero kung naninilip na sa'yo o every time na pumunta ka sa banyo, meron nakatingin na, anong ginagawa mo dyan? Iba na yon, 'di ba? So I can give up a part of my privacy.
Ako, hindi ako nakapagsagot sa Facebook niyan. But if I were to answer that, ang sagot ko would be, Harvey, that question is a false dichotomy.
Yes.
We can have both security and privacy
at the same
because
time.
As lawyers, we already have tests to balance both rights so as to know which to prioritize at a given point in time.
It's like saying that...
And
thank you. It's like saying that you have to be both either a mother or a beauty queen. But I can be both. Or I can mother or have a career or be a mother. I can be both.
Or how do you protect both the criminal and the victim?
Yes.
It's not either or. It can be both.
It can be both, di ba? Or it can be bought.
You punish... Wait, alam Peter Cayetano yan, Wait. You can punish the criminal, but you can also respect the rights of the victims.
You can punish the criminal and love them at the same time kung gwapo.
Charot! And not torture them, di ba? Bilibid, wag yung mga
Or
37
torture
pesos
them with love.
na pagkain.
Torture them with kisses. Affection. Charot!
So, yun nga, ako naman talaga in relation with President Duterte, GMA, all kinds of politicians, it's always a tough balancing act. So, mga critics like me,
ang problema
who you
lang,
perceive as critics, di ba? Who other people probably perceive as
tayo naman
critics.
critics naman tayo
Of course, ikaw critics ka din, but for other things. Ako, I'm critics for these things.
Oh.
We are trying to create that kind of balancing act. Because of course, si President Duterte, ang tingin ng iba, he was swinging too much on this side. Of course, yun yung kanyang action. He might see na...
It's a value judgment thing
value
kasi.
Judgment.
Value judgment.
Pwede
yan.
din niya ma-realize, like, sa iba niyang statements with VP Lenny,
he will realize na later.
baka I need to swing a bit on this side naman. And he does,
Yes.
from time to time.
And that's clearly something that is, para sa akin, that is a very good quality ni PRD.
As a leader.
Na makita mo na kahit may political will siya, he's willing to listen.
And
Yun
may
yun
ideology na siya.
Alam mo yung kanyang saan siya pupunta, but going to that destination, he may take another route if you can convince him that there is a better route with the less damage.
Nakikinig siya sa defense officials natin. Ang alam ko yung mga defense and national security officials natin, madaming times hindi lang nababalita na
nag-oppose.
Discreetly, behind the scenes, and
alam namin yan.
naiiba yung desisyon.
Kasi pag sinabi ganyan, teka muna, bakit ganyan. So, later on, nga pala, because this president never naman admitted that he knows everything. In fact, he was the first one who said, I cannot solve the traffic problem in EDSA. Initially. 'di ba?
And then may
Initially.
mga appointments na hindi
Oo.
din natuloy or natutuloy
Dahil
depende sa parang
Oo.
suggestion ni ES Medialdea or mga ibang parang background investigator.